let's hit some thank yous. Go into the thank you folder.
Oh, there's a thank you folder?
Yep. Forgot about that one.
All right, first one. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Love the podcast and the content. I stumbled across Peach's page probably about 4 months ago and dove into both of your TikTok pages. I love the fact you guys are traditional and show how those ideals work today. I love that you show people that traditional type relationships doesn't have to be this incredibly negative thing like so many people see it in today's world. I found out about the podcast probably 2 weeks ago and have been listening to that on my way to and from work.
Love that.
That's crazy. People are making it a routine.
Yep.
I'm going to wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, do my hair, get dressed, get in the car and put on the podcast.
Yep. I do that with Tim Ross in the basement, so I get it. I absolutely get it. It's
That's
audiobook.
crazy.
It's audiobook. Andy Frisella's Hard AF, or what is it? Not Hard AF. Real AF.
Yeah.
Andy Frisella's Real AF or Tim Ross the Basement. That's every single time I drive by myself. Those are my first three. That's every single time.
I listen to Tom Ross after I drop the kids off at school on my way home.
Yeah. Now that Andy Frisella is Tim Ross, you mean?
Yeah, Tim Ross.
What
What did I
you
say?
said Tom. I was like, who the hell is Tom Ross?
I was also thinking Bob Ross.
Yeah. The Andy Frisella, the Real AF now has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And because I know it's monetized, I will listen on YouTube instead of on the streaming service, because even though he doesn't advertise anything, there's no sponsorships on his program. So he gets money for playing on YouTube versus playing on iTunes. So seriously, for those of you guys who listen only on streaming services, I really appreciate that. But for the love of God, please go to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because we actually make money off of that. It incentivizes us to keep making content because we're getting paid for it.
We're also doing this a lot.
Yeah.
This is a full-time job. It started off as a hobby,
Yeah.
but
Well, and this morning you came to me very seriously. Like, I want to start clipping. I want to start getting involved with the editing.
yeah.
So it's going to become even more time intensive for you.
Yeah.
Bleh,
It's a lot, and that's why I'm contemplating on
not doing the apprenticeship.
not doing the apprenticeship. I do have somebody who has been waiting months now because of the hurricane and whatnot to get tattooed, so I am still going to follow through on those.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to dedicate 2 years of my life to this right now.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it was at first, but this is definitely something that's much more important to me.
Right.
I will say after the first one, I definitely left with some notes and comments. One of the big things I remember thinking about was, in addition to just talking to your partner and handling issues civilly, you both need to be ready to listen and to be receptive in order to have effective communication. I was happy to hear you guys discuss that in a segment of episode 2. I literally thought to myself, I was literally thinking about this. I think you guys are putting a great message and great information out there. I am fairly young. I'll be 24 in less than a week and have been in a new stable relationship for almost a year now. We have been doing great, and I will credit a lot of that to us addressing our expectations in the relationship early on. I can attest to the things you are putting out there. We hold ourselves and each other accountable to those expectations, and it definitely helps. We have had yet to have any major arguments or even heated discussions, in part because it is still a young relationship, but also because we both approach and start conversations in a manner that is not aggressive or argumentative in nature.
Pause. So that scenario is why we feel so bad when we have heated debates.
Yeah.
We feel like ass when we have arguments. Like, and it's never just an argument. Like, we'll have the argument and then afterwards we feel like garbage.
Yeah.
And we have to then work through why we feel so bad about what just happened. And that is a whole nother process. It's healthy to not have arguments and have proper communication. But when you do have them, because you're not used to having conflict with your partner, it makes you really not want to have conflict with your partner.
Yeah.
Yep. So be prepared for that. When you guys finally have a real argument, you're going to feel like shit afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be a whole new process of emotions.
Yeah. Being in a healthy relationship is one of the hardest things I've done.
Well, there's a clip. Really?
It's hard. It's really hard. Like I've said, like I thought I had my shit together, and then I get into a healthy relationship and I'm like, damn, I'm not. Like, I'm still a dumpster fire. It's crazy. I'm definitely better. I'm definitely growing in our relationship, but when we have moments like that, it makes me realize, like, I do have unresolved shit that I still need to work on. Was that really that funny to you?
It was that funny. Being in a healthy relationship was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
It's hard to change who you are as a person.
It really is, but that's not how that equates. It's supposed to be I'm in a healthy relationship and everything is amazing.
It is. Everything is great. It's fantastic, but it's also really challenging. Because as somebody who came from a toxic environment all of my life, getting into a healthy relationship where I'm now being challenged to live life in a healthy way and unlearn all of my toxic traits, that shit's rough.
I get that.
For example, avoiding starting conversations with the word you, as it definitely shifts blame in one direction, as you guys discussed in episode 1 or 2. I definitely love the check-ins idea and think we'll be implementing that or something similar into our relationship. I also think after listening to 4 episodes, I should definitely share the podcast with her.
Yes, you should.
And we could use that as a bonding point as well as something to provide deeper conversations between us.
I was going to say that. I'm glad they covered that. We get in Discord a lot of people saying that they will listen together and pause and discuss what we are discussing so that they are on the same page.
It also leads them to conversations that they would never have otherwise because they didn't think of it.
That's huge.
Massive.
Yep. And I'm willing to bet that the people who do that in Discord, that people who have said that, feel like we do when we're reading an email and we work through something that we would have otherwise never worked through or discussed.
Yeah.
Because we go through that.
We do.
So for them to pause and have a conversation and it evolve their own way, they're feeling exactly what we're feeling by working through our shit on camera. The only difference is they're not being recorded.
That's crazy.
It's wild when you think about it.
That is really wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, I hit 500,000 subscribers on TikTok. Followers. They're followers on TikTok. 500,000. I can't.
Yeah.
My mind is blown. We hit 18,000 people on YouTube today.
We did. Yeah. I was trying to think of another word for what I was going to say. So I'm just going to say the first thing that came to my mind. You said 500,000 followers again. I was like, okay, so your beanbag snake is just hitting the floor. You got to relax a little bit.
My beanbag snake.
Yeah. Beanbag snake. Because I can't say the other one.
Yeah, it's wild. I am so shocked and humbled by all of this.
Yeah.
I really am. That shit last night with Amber really threw me for a loop.
Oh, yeah. Totally put me off kilter.
Yep.
I laughed so loud. Like, I was so tickled at the fact that somebody recognized us that I heard myself laugh and then it echoed. And I saw all these people looking at us and I was like, I don't care. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, that was one of the most humbling experiences I've ever had in my life.
It was wild.
Yeah. I'm on cloud 9. I am elated from all of this.
Yeah.
And it came at just the right time.
It did. You know, when I became a body piercer working at the shop, I was ready to be recognized because I recognized the artist in this town. Mm-hmm. It is totally different to have your face on the internet and then have someone stop you in public almost 3 hours away from your hometown and say, I love your guys' videos.
Yeah, more than 100 miles.
That was a massive moment. Yeah. That's a core memory for me now.
Yeah, me too.
I will never forget her and I will never forget that first email we received.
Right. Yep. Keep
kicking all the negativity to the curb. People will oppose and hate that which they do not understand. Mm-hmm. I'll keep listening and taking notes. And once again, I appreciate what you guys are doing. Excited to listen to episode 5 this week. So we are far behind.
Yeah, we are way behind on emails.
So this was sent February 5th. And
so we're not that far then.
We're not. They're catching up.
So are we.
So we're both catching up.
We're both working. It's called teamwork.
We're moving in the same direction, just at different times.
Go team.
So I'm going to move that to recorded.
Yeah. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Thank you. Emails make me feel good.
Thank you for making me feel that I'm not alone.
Ooh.
That hits my heart.
Yep. We've heard that a lot.
We have heard that a lot. That is one of the things that I love most about what we're doing is that people no longer feel like they're alone.
Yep.
And that Discord, that's like my number one thing. I've even said like people like feeling like they're a part of something. Mm-hmm. So creating that Discord, you will never be alone in that Discord.
Right.
There is always somebody on there who is willing to talk to you and give you encouragement.
And have you noticed that every time a new person pops in, people greet them?
Oh yeah, everybody pops off.
It's never like, who's this newcomer? Like they're always like, hey, welcome, blah, blah, blah.
Oh shit, you're here.
Yeah,
like
I love that.
There are times when I'm in there, if I catch someone pop in, I'll respond to every single one and be like, welcome, thanks for being here. Oh my God, you're here. Holy shit, stop it. And if I miss a few, I'll at everybody in the chat and be like, I've missed a few newcomers, but you guys being here is the dopest thing ever. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a big deal to me. Like, I make it a point to welcome everybody. I know you have everything going on with like the editing and all this other shit. Like, so you really can't take the time.
I try though.
You do. You definitely
and
do.
it's been recognized. Somebody messaged me on Patreon last night at like 10:30 and specifically said, you've answered a few of my messages and my emails. I know that you guys are busy. I see you responding on TikTok. I know that you're on Patreon and now you're doing Discord. I just want to thank you for the amount of work that you're putting in because I know that you guys are actually taking the time.
Oh, that's super dope to hear.
It made me feel really good because it is a lot.
It is. And you know, like when I was working out this morning, I stopped my workout to spend 5 or 10 minutes in the Discord and message people.
Yep.
And when I'm cleaning, if I think about Discord, I stop what I'm doing and I hop onto the Discord because it is important for me to feel like they are receiving our attention.
Yep. We got 40 emails last night in 2.5 hours while we were there.
Oh my God.
Yep. Obviously, not all of them were from people. Some of them were Discord or Patreon emails, and some of them were like my normal emails. But I turned my phone on to Do Not Disturb last night for the first time ever at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and kept it off until I went to bed last night. It was stayed off until this morning. That's the most quiet I've had in 3 months.
Yeah.
We commented on it last night because you were over there checking shit and you're like, so-and-so just messaged and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, my shit's on Do Not Disturb. I'm taking a break. It was very nice.
I bet it was.
Very nice.
Very nice. Hello there. I have been with my husband for 15 years now, married for 5, and we have 2 children who are 9 and 11 months old. So 9 years old and then 11 months old.
You were so close to done and you had to start all over again.
That is being pretty close to done.
Yeah. You were at the halfway mark.
I just wanted to send you this email to thank you for sharing your life and relationship with us. It's super nice to see that there are people out there who have the same thought process when it comes to life and relationships. Even though me and my husband have been together for 15 years, it still feels like we are in the honeymoon period.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite shit to hear.
Is it?
To be in the honeymoon phase in 15 years, you know how hard that is? That's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. That's not something that just comes naturally.
So let me ask you something. The other morning in the gym, you said you felt like that our honeymoon period ended a while ago.
Right.
So what do we have now?
We are still in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
By choice is what I meant by that.
Okay.
Because the lust, the constant touching, the
flirting and grabbing and
all of it.
aggression.
We do all of it.
Yeah.
But it's by choice now. We are making active decisions to do that shit because it's not just on a whim.
Right.
I still walk by and be like, and I'm doing the thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a decision
Yeah.
now. Does that make sense?
It does make sense because we could 100% be that. We landed each other.
Right.
We're set. There were times where I still look at you. I'm like, oh my God, that's my man.
Yeah.
Like, I still look at you like you're this amazing human being when I first was interested in you.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing. I really do. The reason I don't think that we're in the honeymoon phase anymore is because it would be easy. It would be easy to just edit, do the podcast, watch TV, go to bed. I could do that.
Yeah.
When everything is very new, that you don't feel that way. Like you really obsess over your person. I choose to obsess over you now, because I get up from editing. I'll be editing. I'm like, wonder what she's doing.
Yeah.
And instead of just going, oh well, I go, okay, now I'm gonna go see what she's doing, and I will walk into the other room to see what you're doing. If you're in the bathroom with the bathroom door shut, our bathroom has a separate bathroom with a toilet. So if that door's shut, I'm not opening that door.
Yeah.
But the bathroom door that's open, if it's closed and you're in the shower, you're doing your makeup, I'm walking the bathroom. See what you're doing. I want to know what you're doing in here.
Yeah.
Those are choices. That's a decision I'm making because I want to be
right
in your life in that moment. I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I think our honeymoon phase ended, but we're thriving by choice. That was actually a compliment when I said that, I guess, because we were in the gym. It didn't come out all the way because it's probably my turn to start working.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you clarifying that.
I would have preferred to have had that conversation way before now.
Well, I didn't think anything of it until we just read that and you were like, that's dope. And I'm like, but,
it is.
But wait a minute.
Because that takes work.
It does.
That's not I don't know. That's not just a natural thing. They are putting the work in to be in that phase still.
This little button on my chair is loose.
Yeah, just push it in and leave it alone.
It's not. Oh, God, I can't. Telling me to leave it alone knowing it's loose.
Yeah.
It's like having a hair on my chin and not being obsessed with it. So back to what we were saying, I make it a point to come back here and annoy you while you're editing.
Right.
Or like, if you're in the bathroom for an extended period of time, I will walk in there and be like, what you doing?
Yep.
You pooping or something? I miss you. And I'll sit on the bathtub and sit there and talk to you while you're in the bathroom with the door closed.
That's a choice.
It is a choice.
Right. And you could very easily just stay on TikTok.
Yeah. I know you like hearing me say I miss you. So when I miss you, I come and tell you.
Right. I do like that. And that makes me want to continue doing the things that I do.
Yeah.
Smacking the butt, grabbing you, kissing you, all of that. Like that, I enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to lose that.
Right.
I don't want to lose the feeling of the honeymoon phase. Mm-hmm. So even when I am tired and exhausted and editing and busy, I am making a decision to come and do the things that I'm doing because I want this to continue.
Oh, yeah.
Until I can't keep up with it.
What do you mean you can't keep up with it?
Yeah, like I'd be like 80.
Okay, so when you can't keep up with it, I'm just going to pick up the slack.
Yeah, I'm going to live on Cialis and testosterone.
I'm a stay-at-home mom and housewife while my husband works super hard to provide for me and our kids. We have never had a screaming argument purely because we both grew up around arguments and fights, and we don't like that confrontation because of that.
Love that.
So we both sit down and talk it out when the kids are in bed.
Love that even more.
That's the way to do it. Our childhoods are completely opposites. His childhood wasn't the best while I had a great childhood, besides the fights and the arguments. And I am so proud of my husband. He is the only one in his family to break the cycle of abuse and get so much shit from some of his family members. He is so gentle with the kids, and he does help me discipline them when absolutely needed, which isn't very often as we have very well-behaved kids. We don't shout at our kids or hit them as discipline, as we don't believe in that. We find a stern voice and explaining to them when they ask why it works a lot, especially when it comes to our eldest, as he is in the process of being assessed for autism and ADHD. That whole sentence is wrong.
Right, but we get it.
Okay.
You don't have to read it again. You can just skip to the next one.
I know.
I know that you want to. I can see it in your face. Just skip it. Go to the next
Because
one.
I'm trying to process and make it make sense.
Right. I made it make sense.
That's me fixating.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm telling you to do the next sentence.
Oh, man. Thank you so much. I needed that. I would have sat there and looked at that forever.
I know.
Whew. And that's how you pull your partner out of something.
I'm the captain now. Read it.
You can't snap at me and then say something super seductively in my ears.
Sure I can. I just did.
I mean, you did. Of course it's legal. I enjoy it, but you can't expect me to be like, okay, let's keep going. The snap is what did it.
I know it was.
I love it when you snap at me.
You know how many people right now, his head is exploding over that statement. I can't believe she said that. How dare her?
I did say that, and I'm going to say it again. I fucking love it when my man snaps at me, his woman.
All right. Time out.
Time out.
So for the full hormone panel from Titan Medical, it's normally $200. If you use the To Be Better code, it drops it to $150 for a male. For a female panel, it's normally $300, and if you use the code, it'll drop it to $225. And they gave me the link for the new patient paperwork. So now we know. It will save you $50 to $75 to use the To Be Better Titan code when you call them.
It's a lot of money.
And they gave me the new patient link, so I can put that in the description.
Fantastic.
I love that. Thank you, Titan. That's a pretty big savings. To save somebody $50 is a big deal. Like,
yeah, that could be gas.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things. It could be a dinner night. It could be a date night once you get your hormones fixed.
Yep. Or you can do the date night now and anticipate.
Yeah.
You know what? Before I keep going, I want to touch on the anticipation of things. When you build anticipation in your relationship, it is going to be so much more exciting and fun-filled. That's how you continue the hunt.
Let's add that to the side piece.
Side piece.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the same about our relationship. While my husband has loads of positive from his coworkers about us, many people think I'm stupid for being the traditional wife and tell me we live in the 21st century and to get a grip, which I always reply with, as long as my husband and children are happy, I'm happy. I am so sorry you're so miserable.
Misery loves company.
Which normally sends them into a spiral. I get that. Women want, on my TikTok specifically, want to hype you up for being a man and provider and doing all the things that you do, but they want to shit on me because I'm a stay-at-home wife. And this is the 21st century and I'm setting women back.
You know what it is? Those women that are hyping me up want the life that you have.
Right.
And there's some bitterness there, being a little bitter Betty.
Are you jealous of little old me who did the work to get the man of my dreams? Huh.
Just rub it in, why don't you?
I just little paper cut with lemon juice on it.
Some salt.
Yeah, just a little rub it in there. I want people to be jealous of my man.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Of me or of
I
what you
landed
have?
that. Do you see that specimen of a man? That's mine. And my goofy ass landed him. All the women in the world, you're like,
you're trying so hard to make me blush.
One.
Let's move on, please.
I'm not trying to make you blush. Are you
a,
blushing?
maybe a little bit. I'm trying to hide behind the microphone.
Okay, I'll keep going. Like in many of your podcasts, communication is so important, which we tell people when they ask for advice, especially like my husband's coworkers. Don't get wrong, our relationship was rocky about 10 years ago when I got pregnant with our son, purely because we used to party hard before we came pregnant, and my husband wasn't the man he was then. Do you mean that he wasn't the man that he is now?
Yes.
Okay. He wasn't happy that the partying had to end, or we had to calm down a bit, but something clicked when we went to our 20-week scan on Halloween of 2012, which totally fits our aesthetic, I might add. I love that for you. Like, I genuinely love that for you. I'm obsessed with like Halloween and spooky season. And if I could have had like anything happen around that time, like my goal was to give birth around Halloween.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. So for the fact that you guys got to be able to go get a scan like on Halloween, that would have been a moment for me. And we found out we were having a boy. That night we had a long talk and we found out that my husband was just scared that he might become like his dad and he didn't want that. The day our son was born, he was totally smitten with him and he still is. They are like two peas in a pod and he is the greatest dad to them. And I am so happy and proud that he is my children's dad. I'm also grateful that my son and daughter will hopefully learn from me and my husband on how a healthy relationship works by watching how we act around them.
They absolutely will.
Oh, 100%. Again, sorry for rambling. Just super excited and happy I found you guys because I don't feel alone and grateful for some more advice while listening to your podcast, which is fucking awesome, by the way. She said that, and I just agree with it.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait,
is
that her or you?
It's written. I can zoom in.
It's her. Got
okay.
it.
Yeah, she said it. I know it's something it sounds like I would say. I hope you both and your children are well, and I can't wait for the next episode. Oh, she included a picture of can you see it?
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep. That's funny.
Damn. Little baby.
That's wild.
That makes me happy. So she said it. I'm sorry if it's weird to include the photo. I like it when people include photos.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable enough to send us a photo of you and your family, I can put a face to who is divulging themselves, or I was going to say soul,
right,
to us.
Yeah.
It makes it more real.
Yeah. Yeah. It puts a face behind the email.
Right. We're able to connect a real human being to the words that are being written. Like these are her actual thoughts.
Yep.
She sat down and thought about this email and what she wanted to say to us.
Took the time to actually type it up and send it.
Crazy.
It is crazy because there was no reason for it. We didn't interact with her ever at all. And she's just like, I want to let you guys know that you're awesome. So I'm going to sit down and send these people a thank you email. I think about that when we get those emails. I don't just read them and go, yeah, next.
No, they took the time.
I always go, they actually took the time to sit down and type us a message. Mm-hmm. Time out of their day, time away from their partner, time away from their kids, even if they're taking a poop.
Right.
And they are sending the email while on the toilet. Mm-hmm. You are dedicating time that you could be playing your game, TikToking, whatever that you're doing, to send us a thank you.
You know, it's more than just sitting
insane.
Down. It's more than just sitting down and typing it out, too.
Yeah, they got to put thought behind it.
There's days of thought of like, what do I want to say? How do I word this?
Are they going to even read it? Am I wasting my time?
Right.
Yeah.
How can I actually articulate my thanks to them?
We read every thank you email.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah. And I cry a lot.
Yes, you do.
I do. You know, I'm actually starting to... So with my crying, I used to suppress that a lot. I used to get in trouble when I cried.
Yeah.
So that was something that I always thought was, I just can't do in front of people. And this podcast is making me realize it's okay to cry in front of people.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Like the fact that I can sit here and cry and continue speaking, like that's a big deal for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would be a big deal for me too if I could do it. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I hope that like helps normalize it for people. Like it's okay to feel emotions.
Yeah.
And you can continue a conversation while crying. You don't have to halt it and be consoled.
Yeah. I have to halt it because I can't talk and cry at the same time.
Yeah.
Can't breathe.
You'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, I have to cry more for that to be a thing. But
yeah.
anyways, are we done?
That was the last
order
one.
some food and then do some. Gonna order some food and then do a side piece.
Yeah.
All right. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.
For those of you who enjoy our content and would like to support us and help grow the channel, the easiest way to do that is a super chat here on YouTube. For those of you who really, really like the content and would like to see more of it, check out our Patreon group. It gets exclusive content that will never be seen here on YouTube, early release stuff for those of you who are just as impatient as I am, as well as live streams with a live chat every Friday night. If you can't afford to do either one of those or you're just not into that, the next best thing that you can do is share this with people who you feel may vibe with it. No matter how you decide to support us, it's super dope and we thank you.